It's Brian and Tricia, and we are WQXE 98.3. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday morning. On the phone with us all the way from California, Elizabethtown native, Robert C. Smith, and I think most people actually call you Bobby, right?
That's exactly it. If anybody's listening and they recognize me, they'll be like, no, that's Bobby. That's not Robert or Robert C. Smith. That's Bobby Smith. Good morning, Brian.
Well, we have to have our professional acting name, don't we?
Well, that's it. When you're born with that name, there's 50,000 people alive with my name, so I had to,
Well, you are from here, and the reason we're talking this morning, you are a writer, a director, and an actor, and you've got
That's right.
a lot of credits, and you've got a lot of cool projects going. But the one that I'm very interested in is a horror film that you have just really gotten your teeth sunk into, no pun intended. Tell us about this.
I will. It's, Spread Pigs to Slaughter is a slasher movie, and the way I describe it to people is imagine The Big Chill meets Scream.
I love the comparison. Okay. Yeah.
It's a group of 20-somethings that kind of want to kick back against COVID after being locked inside, you know what I mean, for 2 years. And finally they get the break to go out. They rent a house. They start being stalked by killers in cartoon pig masks. And by the end of it, you find out that it's two people, but at least one of them is on the inside. So it's one of the friends. That's a big spoiler, by the way. Big spoiler.
Pretty horrifying, actually.
Horrifying. Terrifying. Yeah.
So you have had a lot of different things going on in your career. What brought you to a horror movie? This is not one you'd done before.
No, I haven't, man. I've never done a horror movie before. My co-writer, Kurt Belcher, and I wrote it together, and it was almost on a dare. I sent you a link yesterday for a Netflix movie that I star in coming up soon. It's called The Girl in the Picture, and it's very dark and grim. And I almost started getting the idea while we were on set for that, because I thought, how dark can you make something? And then Kurt wanted to do a slasher. We're in that OG family of Halloween, Friday the 13th, and stuff like that. So we wanted to pay homage to those classics, but do something with a brand new twist. So there's a lot about social media and the way that things spread. And that's the name of the movie, Spread. Pigs to Slaughter.
When the movie gets out, there's talk that we may be able...
People will be able to watch it in early next year. People who back the campaign, our Indiegogo campaign, will be the first people to see it, and you guys will be able to watch it in April of next year. And I'm going to bring it to E-Town, and I'm going to get a group of people together, and we're going to watch it probably at the State Theater. I haven't nailed down all the specifics yet, but last week of April in 2023, I'm bringing it to E-Town, and I want a bunch of you guys to watch it with me.
That'll be a great time. And having a premiere in Elizabethtown hasn't happened, well, I think since they made the movie Elizabethtown.
Probably. I snuck my mom into the premiere party up in Louisville, and we got to meet Cameron Crowe and Nancy Wilson and some stuff like that.
That's pretty neat stuff. So a little bit more about your background. You grew up here, graduated here, and
1987, man. This is my 35-year reunion. I was just talking to Christy Baird, now Christy Brindley, this morning, and she was reminding me that my reunion's coming up on September 24th. We're shooting this movie September 5th through September 20th, and so I'm going to be in town, guys, on the 24th. So you might get the chance to see a little bit of footage even before it's finished. I mean, straight off the fire, if people are interested.
That sounds fantastic. Now, you've still got a lot of family around here. Anybody you want to say hi to?
Do. I do. Let me give a quick shout-out to my mom and dad. That's Bob and Polly. My sisters, Tracy and Becky, and their husbands, Kevin and Bill Pinkham, if you know the Pinkham family. And then their kids, we got Madison and Jace and Hallie and Marissa and Sydney and Matthew, and the list goes on. Now, those guys are having kids, and that literally blows my mind.
Well, thank you.
I love all of you, so it's great to give a shout out to them.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I know it's early where you are. We appreciate you getting on with us this morning.
Thank you for the support, Brian. Go visit that Indiegogo. Make sure we get a lot of people there. Every dollar really counts. We want to put something great on the screen for you guys.
And one last thing, you're also working on some projects to be able to support people in Kentucky that aren't very fortunate.
I am, dude. The rest of my career, I'm going to always come back and donate to those who need it. And for this project, I just put something up on Indiegogo called the Killer Kentucky edition of the DVD. There's only 250 available. $10 of every one will be divided. $5 going to food banks and food donation services. $5 will be going to creative arts programs at Kentucky schools. And then I wrote my contract for the movie yesterday, and 4% of the royalties from this movie that ever get made for the rest of time will always be dedicated to going to half and half, 5 to Kentucky food distribution and food banks, and 5 going to the creative arts programs for schools in Kentucky, because both those things are very near and dear to my heart.
Robert C. Smith, writer, director, actor, multiple hat wearer, E-Town native, and talking about his new film that'll be coming out in April, Spread Pigs to Slaughter. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, guys. Love QXE. Thank you.
We are QXE 98.3.